Back, and today I'm gonna be predicting the NFL regular season schedule. So let's just get straight into it with the Arizona Cardinals. Week one, I think the Chargers will take the W. Week two, I think the Seahawks will win. Week three, I think that the 49ers will win. Let's see. I don't know, man. The Giants are looking pretty good this year. I really don't think that the Cardinals are gonna do great. So, oh shoot, yep. Um, Definitely Lions are winning that. Definitely ran. Oh my gosh, his schedule is insane. Dude. Oh, they got so lucky on these in this 3 game stretch because they might genuinely go 0-13 and then win these 3 in a row. Oh, my cat, bro. Not my cat, but like cat we have. Week 18 against 49ers backups most likely. I'm gonna have to say I don't know. It's not gonna be that big of a game anyways. I'll take the uh, Cardinals winning. So that means their record is going to be 4-13. Nice, nice. All right, now we're on to the Falcons. All right, so Falcons versus Steelers. I will actually. Who's the Falcons starting quarterback this year? Who is the Falcons starting quarterback this year? All right, let's see. Tua. Oh no, preseason. Michael Penix. I'm gonna take the Steelers there. Week 2 versus the Panthers. I'm gonna take Falcons. Week 3 against the Packers. I'm gonna take the Packers. Week 4, I'm gonna take them. Week 5, this is surprising, but I'm gonna take the Falcons. Week 6, I think the Bears pull it off. Week 7, I think the 49ers pull it off. Week 8, I think the Falcons pull it off. Week 9, I'll say the Bengals. Week 10, the thing is, if the Chiefs start off and win all their games, like a bunch of the games, because they have a tough schedule. If they win those first 9 games or most of them, I think that the Falcons might genuinely pull it off here. Week 12, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Vikings because they have that great quarterback, obviously Kyler Murray. I think they're gonna be pretty good. I'm gonna take the Lions. All right, now here we go. Now I'm gonna take the Falcons. I'm gonna take the Falcons again. Showdown with this game, but I'm also gonna take the Falcons. I'm gonna take the Falcons here, and I'm gonna take them here. So Falcons 10-7 record, possibly. Let's see what happens. All right, next we got Baltimore Ravens. Week 1, I'm gonna say they pull it off. Week 2, they win. Week 3, though, they lose to the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are gonna pull it off, man. I think that they're gonna be real good this year. Against the Titans, obviously they're gonna win. Week 5, I said that Falcons were gonna win. Week 6, I'm gonna take the Browns. Week 7, I'm gonna have to. This is gonna be a showdown, but I think again the Bengals are gonna win the first time, and then the second time it's gonna go to the Baltimore Ravens. Week 8, I'm gonna take the Ravens here. I don't see them losing to the Bills again anytime soon. Week 9, I'm gonna take the Jaguars. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jaguars. Week 10, I'll take the Ravens. Week 11, I'll take the Ravens again. Week 12, I'm gonna take Texans, and then I'm gonna take the Buccaneers. Hmm. I'll take the Ravens here. Ravens here. And I think this season they will beat the Steelers twice to kind of avenge what happened last year. 12-5 is a reasonable record, but they might shatter with that new head coach. But I don't know. I don't know, man. All right. Wow, this schedule is kind of tough. Damn. I'm gonna say Bills start off 1-0, defeat the Texans in a low scoring game. Week 2, I'm gonna have to say, I'm gonna go with the Lions. Week 3, I'm gonna go with the Bills. Week 4, I'm also going to go with the Bills. Week 5, I'm gonna go with the Rams. Week 6, I'm gonna go with the Bills. Week 8, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Week 9, Bills. Week 10, Bills. Week 11, it's gonna be another showdown, even though it shouldn't be. I think it will, and I think the Dolphins are gonna come up with the upset. Actually, no, we'll say week 17 they do that. Bills week 11. So kind of what happened this season. Week 12, like I said, wait. Oh, I haven't done this one yet. I'm gonna take the Chiefs, bro. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Week 13, I'm gonna take the Patriots. Week 15, I'm gonna take the Bills. Week 16, oh whoops. I'm gonna take the Broncos because their defense is insane, and I think that the Bills are gonna come in real confident, and they're gonna think that they're gonna avenge what happened in the playoffs last season. But I really don't think they're gonna pull it off. We got week 18, and I'm also gonna give it to the Bills. So 10-7. I hope this is their record. To be honest, I don't want them to be the number 1 seed, and I think this is reasonable. All right, next we got Carolina. Carolina versus the Bears. I'm gonna give it to the Bears. Week 2, I'm pretty sure I said the Falcons were gonna win that. Week 3, I'm gonna give it to the Panthers. Week 4, I'm gonna give it to the Lions. Week 6, I'm gonna give it to the Eagles. Week 7, I'm gonna give it to the Panthers. Week 8, I'm gonna give it to the Green Bay Packers. Week 9, I'm gonna give it to the Panthers. I think they're gonna pull off the upset against the Bengals. Broncos. I think the Broncos are gonna beat all the good teams, and somehow lose to the lower tier teams. You know what I'm saying? But week 10, I'm gonna have to give it to the Panthers. Week 11, I'm gonna go Ravens. Week 12, I'm gonna go Panthers again. Week 13, I'm gonna go Vikings. I'm gonna go Panthers again. I'm gonna go Bengals, Steelers, Seahawks, and then final showdown, probably the Falcons. So 6-11, realistic record. Maybe even less wins in real life, but I don't know. All right, so Chicago Bears that went off week 1. Week 2, I'm gonna take them winning this game too. Week 3, I'm gonna give it to the Eagles. Week 4, I'm gonna give it to the Bears. Week 5, I'm gonna give it to the Pack. Week 6, I'm gonna give it to the Bears. I think I said that the Bears were gonna lose to the Falcons. I'm pretty sure. Week 7, I'm gonna give it to the. This is actually gonna be a good game. I'm gonna have to give it. Yeah, I'm gonna say lose. To be honest. Week 8, I'm gonna give it to the Seahawks. Week 9, I'm gonna give it to the Bears. Week 11, I'm gonna give it to the Bears. Week 12, I'm gonna give it to the Bears. Surprisingly, Week 13, I'm gonna give it to the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are gonna be good this year. Week 14, I'm gonna give it to the Dolphins. I really do have high hopes for the Dolphins. Week 15, I think they pull off the upset. Week 16, I think they beat the Green Bay Packers. Week 17, I think they lose to the Lions. And then week 18, it's going to be an insane showdown. I'm going to give it to the Vikings. And I think that they're going to finish 9-8. And, this is me not even seeing week 1. So I have no idea how these teams are going to look. But I think this could definitely be a possibility. 9-8. Next, we got Cincinnati. I'm going to say they beat the Buccaneers. I'm going to say they lose to the Texans. I'm going to say they lose. Hold on. Let's see. I'm going to say Steelers pull it off. Week 4, I'm going to say Bengals pull it off. Bengals pull it off here. Week 7, I think I said the Ravens were winning that. Week 8, Bengals. Week 9, Falcons. I think I said that. Week 10, I think that the Falcons would beat the Bengals. Because they did do a little bit in the offseason, but I don't think they're going to, go insane. I think they will beat the Steelers off the second run, though. I think they will beat the Commanders. I think they will beat the Saints. I think they will beat the Browns. I think they will beat the Chiefs. I think they will beat the Panthers. I think they'll lose to the Colts, lose to the Ravens, and then somehow, no, I'll just give it to them. I'll give them that. 11-6, realistic record. All right, next we got Cleveland Browns, baby. I'm going to say they lose to the Jags. I'm going to say they lose to the Buccaneers. I'm going to say they lose to the Panthers. I'm going to say they lose to the Steelers. I'm going to say they beat the Jets. I'm going to say they lose to the Ravens. I'm going to say they beat the Titans. I'm going to say they lose to the Steelers. Beat the Saints again. Or not again. It's going to be a close battle somehow. I think the Texans will win that. I think the Browns will win this. I think the Browns will lose to the Bengals, lose to the Falcons, beat the Giants somehow, lose to the Ravens, lose to the Colts, lose to the Bengals. All right, so they're going to finish 5-12. That's realistic. Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to say they beat the Giants, lose to the Commanders. I'm going to say they beat the Ravens. I'm going to say I think they'll lose to the Texans, and then they'll beat the Bucks, beat the Bengals, beat the Eagles, beat the Cardinals, beat the Colts, lose to the 49ers, beat the Titans, lose to the Eagles, lose to the Seahawks, lose to the Rams, beat the Jaguars, beat the Giants. Actually, no, I'm going to give it to the Giants. And then I'm going to say they come up and beat the Commanders. So, yeah. Next, we got the Broncos. I'm going to say the Broncos lose week 1. I think the Chiefs will come out swinging. It's going to be high scoring. And they're definitely going to pull it off. Hold on, let me plug in my phone real quick. All right. I think week 2, they're definitely going to beat the Jags. I think somehow they're going to beat the Rams. I think that they'll beat the Seahawks. They'll beat the Chargers. Beat the Seahawks. Beat the Cardinals. Beat the Chiefs here. Beat the Panthers. Beat the Raiders. Lose to the Steelers. Beat the Dolphins. Beat the Jets. Beat the Raiders. Beat the Bills. Lose to the Patriots somehow. And beat the Chargers. They really don't have a hard schedule, bro. Actually, I'm going to switch this out, and I'm going to say the Rams beat them in that game, so they're going to finish 13-4. I think that's a real possibility there. All right, next we got Detroit. I'm going to say they beat the Saints. I think they're going to beat the Bills, beat the Jets, beat the Panthers, beat the Cardinals, lose to the Packers, beat the Vikings, beat the Dolphins, beat the Patriots, lose to the Bengals, because the Bengals are a rally team. I think they will pull it off after a win streak. Week 12, I'm going to say, I think I did say the Browns took that one, but I think that week 17 they'll beat them. Definitely beat the Falcons, definitely beat the Titans. Probably lose to the Vikings. I don't know why I was like blank there for a second. Week 16, I think this will be a good game, but I think the Lions will win. And then week 18, probably backups versus starters. I'm gonna give it to Green Bay. So 12-5. My bad. All right, on to Green Bay. Week 1, come out punching, beat the Vikings, beat the Jets, beat the Falcons. It's gonna be a good game. I'm gonna give it to the Bucks. I'm gonna give this game to the Bears. I'm gonna give this game to the Cowboys. Or no, I'm gonna give it to the Packers. I'm gonna give this game to the Packers. This game to the Packers. Week 9, lose to the Patriots. Week 10, lose to the Vikings. Week 12, lose to the Rams. And then come out swinging, beat the Saints, and then lose to the Bills. And then it's going to be a good game, and it's going to be Malik Willis going against his old team. I think he will pull it off. Week 16, Packers. Week 17, Texans. Week 18, as I said, probably going to be against backups. Actually, no, not against backups, but I think they will pull it off. Possibly squeeze into the playoffs. Next, we got the Houston Texans. I'm going to say, I forget what I said. The Bills will probably win in a high-scoring game. Surprisingly, against two good defenses, most likely. I'm going to say they beat the Bengals. They beat the Colts. I'm going to say they beat the Cowboys, beat the Titans, lose to the Jaguars, lose to the Giants, beat the Chargers. Week 10, I'm going to say they beat the Browns, lose to the Colts, lose to the Ravens, beat the Steelers, beat the Commanders, lose to the Jaguars again, lose to the Eagles, lose to the Packers, and then beat the Texans. So 9-8. I mean, not beat the Texans, beat the Titans. 9-8's realistic record for them, to be honest. Next, we got the Colts. I'm going to say they lose to the Ravens, lose to the Chiefs. Lose to the Texans, beat the Commanders. So they're going to start off 0-3. Much different from this season. Week 5, it's going to be a hard-fought battle, but I think the Steelers will pull it off, so they're going to be 1-4 at this time. Beat the Titans, I think they will beat the Vikings. They will lose to the Jags, lose to the Cowboys, lose to the Dolphins, lose to the Texans, somehow lose to the Giants, lose to the Eagles, beat the Titans, beat the Bengals. Actually, I'm going to say another loss. Week 17, I'm going to say they beat the Browns, and then week 18, beat the Jaguars 6-11. I don't think they're going to have a good year like last year. Or good first half like last year. Next, we got the Jags. I'm going to say they beat the Browns. I'm going to say beat the Broncos, beat the Patriots, lose to the Bengals, lose to the Eagles, lose to the Texans. Or no, beat the Texans. Let's say beat the Colts. I'm going to say beat the Ravens, beat the Titans. I really do think the Giants are going to be good, so I'm going to give the Giants that one. I'm going to say beat the Titans. Let's see. Week 13, lose to the Bears. Week 14, beat the Steelers. Week 15, beat the Texans. Week 16, lose to the Cowboys. Week 17, lose to the Commanders. Week 18, beat the Colts. 11-6, realistic record for them. Next, we got Kansas City. I'm going to say they win this game. They win this game against the Dolphins. Beat the Raiders. I think they're going to come out 4-0 and then lose to the Chargers, lose to the Seahawks, and then I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one. I don't know. I'll come back to it. I think they'll beat the Jets. I think they'll beat the Falcons. I think they'll beat the Cardinals. I think they'll beat the Bills. I think they'll lose to the Rams. I think they'll beat the Bengals. I think they'll beat the Patriots. I think they'll beat the 49ers. I think they'll beat the Chargers. And I think they'll beat the Raiders. And I think they'll lose to the Broncos here. So 13-4. Great record. Super realistic. I mean, maybe not super, but pretty realistic. All right. Dolphins, Chargers, Saints, Chiefs winning that, Patriots winning that, Bills, Rams, Jets, 49ers, Seahawks, Broncos, Browns, Chargers, Broncos, Titans. Actually, I'll say they beat the Titans. Lose to them, and then lose to the Chiefs. 1-16. I don't see them doing much. I take that back. I'm gonna say they beat. I'm gonna say they go 3-14. Nah. 4-13 sounds more right. Just because they got that quarterback and they have Ashton Jenny. Still don't have enough weapons to go all out, but I think they'll be good. Chargers, I think they beat the Cardinals. I think they beat the Raiders. I think they lose to the Bills. I think they lose to the Seahawks. I think they lose to the Broncos. I think they lose to the Chiefs. Or I think they beat the Chiefs there. I think they lose to the Rams. I think they lose to the Texans. I think they lose to the Ravens. I think they beat the Jets. I think they lose to the Patriots. I think they lose to the Buccaneers. I think they beat the Raiders. I think they lose to the 49ers. I think they beat the Dolphins. I think they lose to the Chiefs. And I think they beat the Broncos, finish 7-10. I wish this thing already had like what I already said. Like all the games that I already recorded my answer to. I wish it already had it in the record and already said I answered it, but it's not that advanced, I guess. I'm going to say Rams win this. I'm going to say Rams win against the Giants. I'm going to say they lose to no, they'll beat the Broncos. Lose to the Eagles, lose to the Bills. No, they'll beat the Bills. Beat the Cardinals, beat the Raiders, beat them. Win. Loss, win, loss, win. Oh, shoot. Whoops. Clicked the wrong side. I think they will finish 12-5. All right, next we on Miami. Beat the Raiders. Lose to the 49ers. Lose to the Chiefs. Lose to the Vikings. Beat the Bengals. Beat the Jets. Beat the Patriots. No, not beat the Patriots. Lose to the Patriots. Lose to the Lions. Lose to the Colts. Lose to the Bills. Lose to we'll say beat the Jets. Lose to the Broncos. Beat the Bears. Beat the Packers. Beat the Chargers. Lose and then win. So 8-9, realistic for them, to be honest. And yeah, so on to the next. We got the Minnesota Vikings. I think they lose week 1 against the Packers. I think week 2, they pull it off against the Bears. Week 3, they beat the Buccaneers. Week 4, they lose to the Dolphins, I think I said. Or no, they win. They win here. They win here. Win this. No, lose this. And then lose both against the Lions. I'm going to say lose to them, the Bills. I'm going to say beat the Packers this time around. Lose to the 49ers. Beat the Falcons. Lose to the Falcons. Beat the Panthers. Beat the Patriots. Beat the Commanders. Beat the Jets. And lose to the Bears. I'm going to say 10-7. Possible playoff run. I don't know. I really don't know what their team's going to look like. All right. Week 1, I'm going to say Patriots come out starting strong. Beat the Seahawks without Kenneth Walker. You got to remember that. Week 2, I'm going to say Steelers beat the Patriots. I'm gonna say week 3 they lose to the Jaguars. They lose to the Bills. Or no, beat the Bills, beat the Raiders, beat the Jets, beat the Bears, lose to the Dolphins, lose to the Packers, lose to the Lions, beat the Chargers, lose to the Bills, lose to the Vikings. No, I'll say beat the Vikings. I'm gonna say beat the Chiefs, beat the Jets, beat the Broncos, beat the Dolphins, and go into the playoffs. Sorry if I'm like messing this up. I kind of forget who I chose, and the games that are super close, I might change what I think, which is kind of idiotic in my point. But you know, if I get any of these right, I'll be happy. Minnesota Vikings. Wait, what? I thought I already did them. Oh no, I didn't. All right. Lose to the Packers. Lose to the Bears. Beat the Buccaneers. Beat the Dolphins. Beat the Saints. Beat the Colts. Beat the Lions. Beat the Now lose to the Bills. Beat the Packers. Lose to the 49ers. Lose to the Falcons. Lose to the Panthers. Lose to the Patriots. Lose to the Lions. Oh, I already did them. I'm going to say they win this and then go on the stretch, win the rest. 10-7, like I said before. I don't know how I got that mixed up, but all right. Patriots, I already did. Oh, now we're on the Saints. Lose to the Lions, lose to the Ravens, lose to the beat the Raiders. Lose to the Falcons, lose to the Vikings, lose to the Giants, lose to the Steelers, beat the Browns, beat the Panthers, lose to the Bears, lose to the Bengals, lose to the Packers, lose to the Panthers this time around, lose to the Bucks this time around. Beat I'm gonna say the Cardinals win here. I'm gonna say the Falcons win here, and I'm gonna say the Buccaneers win there. 3-14. Final record for them. New York Giants. Let's see. I'm going to say they lose to the Cowboys. I'm going to say they lose to the Rams. I'm going to say they beat the Titans. I'm going to say they beat the Cardinals, beat the Commanders, beat the Saints, somehow beat the Texans, lose to the Eagles, beat the Commanders, lose to the Jaguars, beat the Colts, beat the 49ers. Oh, shoot, my bad. Lose to the Seahawks, beat the Browns, lose to the Lions, lose to the Cowboys, and beat the Eagles and finish 10-7. Dude, that would be a miracle if that actually happened. That would be great. But you never know. I'm gonna say they come out strong, beat the Titans, and then just go downhill. So lose to the Packers. There's no way they're beating the Lions. No way they're beating the Bears. I'm gonna say they beat the Browns, and then start losing again. Beat the Raiders, and then lose, win. Nah, I'll give it to the Cardinals. Lose. So 3-14 seems realistic. They might actually end with 2 wins, but who knows? Or maybe they might have a turnaround. Who knows? I'm gonna say Eagles win here. Eagles win this. Eagles lose that. Eagles are definitely gonna. I think they're gonna lose to the Jaguars. I think they're gonna beat the Panthers, lose to the Cowboys, lose to the Commanders, lose to the Giants. Beat the Giants, beat the Steelers, lose to the Cowboys again, beat the Cardinals, beat the Colts, beat the Seahawks, beat the Texans, lose to the 49ers, and lose to the Giants. Now we're on the Steelers. I'm going to say they beat the Falcons. I'm going to say they beat the Patriots. I'm going to say they lose to the Bengals. They beat the Browns, beat the Colts, lose to the Bucks, beat the Saints, beat the Browns, lose to the Eagles, lose to the Bucks, lose to the Texans, lose to the Jaguars, lose to mm, I'm gonna say they beat the Ravens. I'm gonna say they beat the Panthers, beat the Titans, lose to the Ravens. Finish 9-7, miss their playoff spot to the Ravens. 49ers, I'm gonna say they lose to the Rams, beat the Dolphins, beat the Cardinals, lose to the Broncos, and I'm gonna say they beat the Seahawks, beat the Commanders, beat the Falcons, beat the Raiders, lose to the Cowboys, beat the Vikings, lose to the Seahawks, lose to the Giants, lose to the Rams, beat the Chargers, lose to the Chiefs, beat the Eagles, and beat the Cardinals. Jeez, finish 10-7, make the playoffs. Probably lose first round. Seattle loses. Wait, I forget what I said. I feel like I'm kind of changing my mind. I feel like the Patriots will win this game. Oh yeah, I did say they will win. All right. And then they beat the Cardinals, beat the Cowboys. Commanders. My bad. Week 4, beat the Chargers, beat the 49ers, lose to the Broncos, beat the Chiefs. Let's see. Beat the Bears, beat the Cardinals, beat the Raiders, lose to the Cowboys, beat the Giants, lose to the Eagles, lose to the Rams, beat the Panthers, lose to the Rams again, 11-6. They make the playoffs, probably losing the divisional round. Next we got Tampa Bay, lose to the Bengals, beat the Browns, lose to the Vikings, lose to the Cowboys, lose to the Packers, I forgot to say, lose to the Steelers, beat the Panthers, beat the Falcons, beat the Bears, they'll beat the Lions, beat the Panthers, lose to the Chargers, lose to the Ravens, beat the Saints, beat the Falcons, somehow beat the Rams, and then somehow lose to the Saints and miss the playoffs again. Tennessee beat the Jets. Oh no, the Jets will win that one. And then they'll lose to the Philly, lose to Giants, lose to the Rams, lose to the Texans, lose to the Colts, lose to the Browns, lose to the Bengals, lose to the Cowboys, lose to the Jaguars, lose to the Commanders, lose to the Lions, lose to the what team was it? Oh, the Colts. Beat the Raiders, lose to the Steelers, lose to the Texans. They might finish 1-5 or less. And the sad thing is that they have such a great quarterback. And then you look on the rest of the team and they have a couple great players. But a couple isn't going to do it, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't see them winning. Oh, shoot, I forgot to say that one. So, probably. So, 1-16. All right, last schedule. All right, Commanders lose to the Eagles, lose to the Cowboys, lose to the Seahawks, beat the Colts, beat the Giants, beat the 49ers, beat the Eagles, lose to the Rams, lose to the Giants, lose to the Bengals, beat the Cardinals, beat the Texans, beat the Titans, beat the Falcons, lose to the Vikings, and then win their final 2 games. Actually, I take it back. I'm going to say they beat the Vikings, beat the Jaguars, and then lose to the Cowboys, finish 10-7, and they're in the playoffs. So I think the Chiefs or the Ravens or the Rams will have the best record, which finishes in 3 losses for whoever pulls it off. And I think the Super Bowl champions, this is me jumping the gun, I think if you narrow it down to 3 teams, it's going to be either the Rams, Philadelphia Eagles, or Chiefs. And maybe the Ravens. Possibly. But let me know what you guys think. I know this is really kind of rushed. and not well done, not well put together. But I just wanted to make this bracket video, and I know I probably messed up a few of them, but it's kind of fun to just predict, and I can't wait to watch the games tomorrow. Make sure to check them out if you can, because NFL's starting back, and it's fun to watch those games. But my name is Mike. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.